Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is KarQ. Welcome to the educational roast of an Ana player in Silver 3, redeemed by Mike, live on Twitch at twitch.tv/KarQ. 100,000 stream channel loyalty points to get your VODs reviewed and to get uploaded every Friday here because we want to learn something. And today we're going to learn a little bit of Ana and why ItsMike is Silver 3 in Ana and why he sucks. Because I'm supposed to be roasting them, but it's educational. So let's help Mike get to gold off the rip. Okay, we're red team. I gotta remember that. Okay, so you're staying in spawn and shooting in here. I like this. Because they're actually holding close, I usually tend to hold here because they can't really shoot through this door. I don't believe the damage goes through. The damage doesn't go through here, but as Ana, I jiggle this corner and check for widows up here or if anybody's holding close. This is actually correct. 1 point for being correct. Challenging the widow, correct. The mechanics could... Oh, okay. Silver 3 aim. Okay, that nade, I'm roasting you. Educational roast. What was that? You like decide to give up on the shot here. Do you know that button? You know that meme where it's like a hand and the meme hand is like blurred out and it's a button. And it says it's like a meme where you press the button. And then there's like a meme of Overwatch where it's like can't hit the shot on Ana and then it's a hand with the red button. Nade. Try your best to break the habit where if you feel like you're whiffing your shot and you feel like there's a sense of urgency because someone's low, you want to throw a nade. Especially at this distance, don't do that. Just shoot. That was a panic nade. So far, so good. Okay, you want to reposition so you stay unscoped and you walk up. So far, so good. Your Ana, or sorry, this is silver. Your Pharah should not be here. Your Pharah should continue to take space. This is also a review of, this is a review of Ana, but this is a review for all you silver players and gold players. If you're a Pharah player in the chat, why are you coming back here? The rest of your team is taking space and fighting this diva. What the hell are you doing? You have a mercy pocket at full health. Jellyfish, wake up! What is this Pharah doing? Shoot, spam the choke. There's juicy people here. Anyways, whenever I push here as Ana, one thing I tend to do, especially if we've won the first team fight and there's no threat, is the payload has like a giant circle radius for it to move. So what I do is I actually stand on the edge here and let it rise up, and stand right on this edge. And the cart will still move. I'm usually the last one pushing the cart. This Pharah isn't supposed to be here, chat. So the payload is supposed to be your duty. Mike, you're doing a good job on the payload. But I would stand up here on this ledge and start pressuring and shooting in this angle. You only do this once you've controlled and won the first fight for sure and there's nobody left. You can rotate here eventually if someone else takes over the payload, but I just stand here and as soon as they walk out, you start shooting here, which is what you should have done instead of staying on the ground. Yeah, so you see, you have a really awful angle here and a blind nade. Now you don't have the nade for yourself for 7 seconds. You never know if you need it. Okay. That monkey jump around the corner was kind of a lost cause. That wasn't your fault. Because you see a bunch of people here, you don't have to shoot any unscoped shots. So the rule for Ana, actually a pop quiz, you two in the comments watching this video, and of course you guys in chat. What is the best type of shot for Ana? An unscoped shot, a scope shot, or a quick scope? Unscoped for 1, fully scoped for 2, quick scope for 3. Okay, there's a lot of 3s in the chat. And if you guys in the YouTube comments type 3, you're all wrong. The best shot for Ana, the most reliable shot is number 2, the scope shot. The scope shot is the best shot in the game. Quick scope is good, but like it's the APM or the rate of fire is really slow. And it's good. You only use quick scopes when you're repositioning or challenging someone. The rule for Ana, guys, is you want to stay scoped as long as possible. The problem with staying scoped for a long time is you are slow because your movement speed is compromised and your field of view is tightened and you're really easy to die. So how do you want to stay scoped and you want to minimize the chance of the enemy killing you. If you watch like my gameplay or like ML7s, you'll see we use unscoped shots and quick scopes. You guys thought quick scope was the best. You use unscopes and quick scopes to maneuver around and reposition because you can. And then once you find yourself, plant yourself in a nice spot, you stay scoped for as long as it's reasonable to. The moment you stay scoped, if a tracer comes by, you have to unscope and you start challenging her with quick scopes. But if you can stay scoped for as long as possible, that is the best way to play. Now the challenge, the skill for Ana is realizing when you need to pop out of full scoped. To stay fully scoped, you want to cut enemy sightlines while keeping sightlines for your team. Let's say you weren't on the cart. What is the best spot to cut as many sightlines or play as close to cover as possible so I can stay scoped? And this particular moment, if somebody else was on cart, it's probably here. I can sit right here, maybe right here or right here. Because if you stand right here you block this sight line because sometimes like people flank up and can get a clean angle on you. Sometimes who knows if a widow pops out here, that's a bit risky, just depends on the context of the fight. So sometimes like, or a lot of times I'll find myself playing right here. This is a spot where I cut an enemy sight line, but I keep sight lines on both my team and potentially theirs. That's the rule for Ana. You want to find opportunities to stay fully scoped as best as possible because that is the best shot for her. Okay, I'm surprised you all said 3. You're all learning something today. So actually, let's just use this exact example here. So no to the nade. Like you have no sight line of anything right now. So like the best you could do in this situation, if your team's pressuring up here, is based on what you've already done, is stand on this tippy top like you were doing. Okay, good. And then jump. You can quick scope here because you jumped because you don't actually have a sight line. But no scope shot. If you just stand still right here without the jump, you might be able to catch the corner. If you don't have the sight line, you need to jump, then that's when you would quick scope. Then you go back to low ground, and now you're kind of just now you're kind of stuck here. So that's where you would quick scope. So do you see? So in this moment, the reason why I would quick scope, you do not want to stay fully scoped here, because if you fully scope, you're slow, and you see 4 people jumping out here, you are going to die. So what I would do in this situation, when to use the quick scope shot, is because I actually need to get out of cover as a priority, and I also need to heal the Mercy. So how do I maintain my movement speed to get out of cover? I can quick scope because I can jump, and then I quickly scope to get a shot onto her while retreating. Unscoped shots are generally inaccurate because it's a projectile. And then a fully scoped shot will put you in danger. So the answer in this situation is to quick scope so you can accomplish both those tasks. So this unscoped shot, incorrect. I would have quick scoped. Oh, and they picked one back. No. You're dead here. We learning so far? So far, so good? Okay. Did you get rezzed? Good. Oh, you capped. What? They C9'd? Oh, this is not the most silver thing I've ever seen in my life. You lost Winston, you guys still capped. Holy shit. I fucking love it in this elo sometimes. Oh my god. Nice sleep. Shoot him. Alright, all good. One thing you can do as Ana is before you go for a sleep dart, you see his health, you just shoot him. You don't need to sleep dart him. Let's say if he was full health though, this is where I would probably quick scope cancel into a sleep dart, because you can. You didn't need to do that, you could just kill him. Maybe the payload Pharah was the strat all along. So quick scope, quick scope. Okay, here's another situation why you could fully scope here. That's fine. It's not a blunder, but an unscope shot is like, out of your 3 options, you pick the worst one, which is unscope. Quick scope is nice because you can get the quick shot while like popping out a bit more and then probably fully scope. The only reason why I say you might not want to fully scope is because I hear this baby diva here. I mean, everyone's tunneling over there. Baby diva, if you stay scoped and you're like this, a baby diva can actually just like shoot 5 straight shots into your head and kill you. But yeah, unscoped was not the correct choice there. Neither is unscoped here. Okay, so again, remember my rule for the unscoped, quick scope, and fully scoped? In this situation, challenging most 1v1s, you generally don't want to stay fully scoped because again, the problem with that is that they can challenge you back. So here's where, especially with a small hitbox like this, I want to keep moving around so she has a low chance of hitting me with her thing, and I would just be quick scoping her here. 2, 3. All of these are quick scopes. That's a quick scope. And now with my tank back, I could scope in, but now they get pushed back. So now you can move up. You can shoot unscopes or quick scopes and move up, move up, move up. Now I would scope. Now scope in. Good. Because there's no threat. The scoped shot is the best shot. You push them back, there's no threat. Now you stay scoped because it's good now. I'm trying to make you guys think of like when to use all 3, the balance between the unscoped, quick scope, and whatever. Unscoped is fine there. It's not terrible because you're really close. Sure. No, you're gonna get locked out. Oh god. Okay. No comment. Move on. Okay, stay scoped here. Nano. Okay, so I've already noticed you're spending too much time doing these unscoped things. Remember, where's the threats? If no threat, scope. Cover, low monkey, nano boost him. Threat, I have like replay so I can see people, but like, you just won the previous fight, people were dying, they're coming back, they're all in front of you, no flankers, just stay scoped here. You just made it harder for yourself. Do you see how inaccurate unscoped shots are while you move?
Get in there.
Look at that. Look how difficult that was. So if you were just chilling back here, using this cart as cover, you could pop in, maybe pop out to the right. The payload will still move. You have accurate scope shots here and here. But once the threat comes, you kick yourself out of scope, and then you bounce between unscoped and quick scope, and unscoped and quick scopes to maneuver around. Good. See, this is what I mean. You're using the cover and you're staying scoped. Sometimes you just gotta like roll with what your team is doing. If this Mercy is insistent on playing payload, I mean, yeah, good. I like the reposition. Yeah, fuck them. If your team is insistent on playing payload, you back out here. Your angle down here as Ana is terrible. So if you watch how I play Route 66, whenever the cart comes around here, usually my tank, sometimes my tank is diving deep, but usually you'll have somebody else on the team, like your Tracer, or they're gonna be fighting around the cart because they're gonna contest it. So I actually reposition at this point on Route 66. I either pop out here. Sometimes in rare occasions, I'll pop out here depending on the enemy comp. I sit right here or here. I use this piece of rock to block their sightlines, keep my sightlines. The only problem is if they drag the fight onto this section, it's kind of tough. So it's not my favorite spot, but I'll stand here early until they come out, and then I'll slowly maneuver around here on the right side. I tend to hold here. The other third option is you can actually stand right here. I've done this a few times. This is actually okay too. And you just treat Overwatch like chess. There's like a couple of possible decent moves in the situation, but as long as you're not overly blundering, then you can make it work. So I think staying on cart here is like a blunder as Ana, because you need range, and if you play close range, you just get jumped on, because you know they're gonna contest. Or at least they're gonna try to if they decide to. If they decide to contest, you just get caught in so much AoE if you're as Ana on the cart here. So you do not want to play on cart right now, actually. I don't think they're contesting though. Okay, so you weren't punished for it here. But that's just something to keep in mind, okay? This Pharah and everybody is just confused. By the way, another tip is when you capture a point, a checkpoint, there's always like a 10-second window where the animation has to play out before the thing even moves. You don't have to do anything. As soon as you cap, you'll notice when you watch Grandmaster Plus players, or even like Diamond Plus, I think they already know this. Hopefully, most people should know this. Whenever you cap a point, everybody starts pushing forward to take space. Control this area so that they don't overwhelm you with 5 people ready for you. So you walk up. So your Monkey and Tracer are actually doing the right thing by controlling, getting staggers, taking space. Jellyfish is gonna stay in silver forever unless they get their VODs reviewed by me, so I can yell at them for fucking stop playing on the fucking cart, you stupid freaking ground bearer. Okay, sorry. That would infuriate me as a silver player if my silver DPS was just doing that. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, the animation time is over, so now somebody does need to be on the cart, unfortunately. And it's you. Nice play. Damage boost. Mercy. Damage boost. Okay, this Mercy is also going to be silver. Rai Mushy is going to be silver for a long time, unless they think. Use your brain. Okay, your sleeping target. The Ana's full HP. What could I possibly do as a Mercy in this situation to help kill the sleeping Sojourn, who are half her head is in the map? I could damage boost. I mean, they're at 100 HP. They're in kill range, but a simple boosted shot melee. You don't have to burn your nade here. Okay, they're still in range. I lied. 100 HP. With 75 plus 30. Yeah, they're in range. But imagine they were full health. But yeah, this Mercy should have damage boosted you. That's not on you, Mike. I'm just... You know, we learn a little bit of everything in this VOD review. Okay. Remember how I said scope shots are the best shots? You have a little bit of breathing room here. Yes, all the enemies are in front of you. It's all of the red is your team, right? So here, you could probably use this payload as cover. I would stay scoped in a little bit here to try to get accurate shots, high APM or high attack rate or fire rate, and accurate shots here. There's no threat. Use your ears, listen for the flankers. They don't really have a flanker. Maybe a DPS Moira flank, no Tracer. Most of the enemy, you have to look at the enemy comp as an Ana and support. Tracer, Genji, Sombra, even Doomfist sometimes. You gotta keep your eyes peeled. You honestly can't stay scoped for long, but when they have a very frontal attack like this, minus DPS flanking Moira, you can put yourself in situations to stay scoped as much as you can. Stay scoped. Like there's a lot of missed shots. Like you miss like 4 possible shots by just thinking you need to sleep that. And then you're shooting unscoped shots at this range. Again, now that the payload's around the corner, use this little ledge, stay scoped, shoot. They're Bash and just ulted in the open. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Anyways. Yeah, so I mean, you're hit. Granted, you are hitting these unscoped shots, but yeah, the scope shots are way better. There you go. Nano, nano, nano. Okay, so you have 2 nano opportunities there. It's a 5v5. Your monkey's in. You're at 98%. You didn't need to nade that. He wasn't low at all. Maybe you want to anti the squishies here. Diva's someone you have to watch out for the matrix. She flew away. My eyes look here for the anti. This monkey jumps in. That's an instant nano. You nano this guy or you nano the Pharah for the nano barrage. You have 2 options, but probably not nano barrage because they have defense matrix. But this is silver. He might not respond in matrix everything. So there's 2 good options here. And the tracer's like a medium option. Like in chess, it's like it's okay move. Best move is nano monkey or nano Pharah. Nano monkey is probably the best option here. He can farm a shit ton for his primal. I only say Pharah's the second best again because of Matrix. Mercy, no. And then the blunder is not nanoing at all. And unfortunately, Mike, you have blundered. Nano! Are you still gonna win without it? Oh, you didn't need to. Oh, he did it after the fight's over! Oh god. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you see what you do? Okay, you're chilling here with the, you know, scoped in. Your team's holding close, sure. So the threat of staying scoped here is you never know if they're gonna swap to Widow. Oh, it looks like they have a Widow. You didn't know this at this time, but they have a Widow. Very common Widow map. So if you're gonna stay scoped in here, I actually don't use this angle. I actually tuck myself right here. Like if you like, I've done this before where I stay scoped in because my team is holding close. If we're holding like medium closeness, not like up close, there's no difference between this spot and this spot. I think in Apex they call this head glitching. Where you stand here, you will still scope in, you'll still see pretty much everything you need to see just as if you were here, except half your hitbox is covered, which means there's a lower chance of you taking random damage. Okay, you're backing up. That's fine. What I would do, I mean, you can still hold here for a bit. That's fine. Maybe start backing up. If you're gonna back, if you feel like you need to retreat, this is where you can get caught in no man's land. Cover, natural cover. Second spot, you probably hold here a little bit. Yeah. And you have to read the situation. My team is starting to push forward again. I could walk forward again in case he breaks line of sight of me. But I look at my kill feed. Oh shit, 2 are dead. You could pop out. I would probably just stay right here because there's 2 dead. This Orissa's gonna die eventually because you're 3v5. So I would stand here, fire, 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 pocket, pocket, pocket. I'm gonna move my third-person camera exactly where I would have positioned in the situations. Okay, I'm dead here. No matter where I will go, like I already knew, like it's not gonna look good no matter what. You could stay there for a bit and just hope your Orisa gets a pick. It's actually fine that you die here because you can regroup together. At least you're pocket aiming and getting ult charge until the very end, so it's not terrible. Only running away, yeah, you can preserve your KD, but you just lose output. Your Orisa dies a bit earlier. She doesn't build her Terra Surge as quick. You don't build your ult as quick because you're just chilling back. Okay. Okay. They have walls. That's okay. Sure, you're coming out here. He's jiggle out here. Okay, this is lost. This is where I would just run. Okay. Running away, running away. If you start on top of the gas station, that is okay. But like, because your team, you had to start where your team decides to start. So to answer the question of somebody asked right now, starting top of gas is good. It's okay. It's fine as long as your team or your tank understands that we're not crossing this section. Because if you, they know that if you stand gas, all you see is this. So because earlier in the fight, your Orisa and your DPS are peeking wide, like and deep, you have to adjust to your team as a support. Your tank is like basically decides where all the team fights and shit happens. So you as a support play around that. You make the adjustment to them. Okay, because it looks like your Roadhog wants to take some fights in this section. I generally never follow them depending on how deep they go. I don't know what they do in Silver if they go all the way in their spawn. There's times where like your entire team's on the same page, you can spawn camp. But generally speaking, once this door closes, the first fight takes around here. So I would probably stand right here. I would reposition and put myself in a spot where I can again stay scoped, see the enemy, cut enemy sightlines. Yeah, so your Hog's dropping here. They want to fight in this section. I would not move up any closer here. You're gonna get hit. Now you put yourself in hook range of the Roadhog. Why do that? And you can get randomly shot. So you're backing up. Yeah, so you're doing unscoped shots in this section. Nah, so start here. Stay scoped. If your team decides to push out the open door, then you can move over here. Just stay in a sightline, stay scoped, stay away from hooks and random bullshit. In Overwatch 2, surviving is more key than ever. Okay, your team decides to push through. Okay, sure. So, nice, staying scoped here. I like what you did here, where you can stay scoped here. You cut this left side sightline off, so you can stay fully scoped here. You have glimpses of when you think you should scope, and you're sort of right. It's not never be unscoped, but you try not to. You only shoot unscoped shots when you're waiting and repositioning, and like maybe it's a tank really up close to you and you can't miss. Sure, chuck some unscoped shots to them. I don't care how good you think your aim is. Unscoped shots are always going to be more inaccurate, no matter a certain distance. It's a projectile. You could be as accurate as you can, but if they decide to strafe out of your bullet, it's no good. See, now this guy, you opened yourself to this sight line by playing down here too. Remember how, like, if you're in this spot, you can at least see this guy coming, shoot him back. You can duck down here, get into cover. You might be in danger, but we'll see. What the fuck? He just stood there. You can nano him. Okay, so if he was gonna whole hog, you can nano him. And do you see? You ended up dying here in this spot at the end of it. I mean, you had to push up because your team pushed up, so I probably would have been here too during that scenario where you pushed up. So, okay. But yeah, I could just quick scope. So that's where I would just quick scope. I guess unscoped shots are fine here too. You're out of danger. Quick scopes, I'm repositioning. I'm trying to move into the fight again while trying to do my other job of healing. You ever think of the heal part when you nano? Absolutely. The saving nano is like pretty high priority as well. Your number one priority is the combo nano to eliminate more than 2-3 people. But if your one person is worth a lot, you use it to save them. You're doing this tunnel thing where like you have literally no way possible to heal this Genji. Just in general, support players have this thing where they see critical health, their eyes shift focus to it. Keep it in your peripheral vision, but don't tunnel and be like, he's low. Follow them everywhere. There's probably like 6 walls between you. You know what I mean? Like this example, looking here is just wasting time. Now this hog, nano him. So right there, when he hooks someone and he's criticals, there's another missed nano opportunity there. Nano the blade. That's a saving nano. You can nano the blade. So you missed nano blade, and then you late nano blade. Oh, you're dead. Late nano blade and late saving nano. You had 2 options. Number 1 was either save the hog, because you can follow up and survive and tank the point, or you nano blade. But yeah, that was the late nano. And I guess eventually you got the nano blade, but... Okay, so you use a piece of cover. Good. Okay, there's a widow threat here. So if you ever peek at this point, you are in danger. So you saw him here. He knows you're here. I would probably jiggle here to check really quickly. You could do this like jump peek if you really want to, but jiggle, check if he's looking or not. I see the kill feed, he's dead. So this is where I would just stay scoped in. Don't move. You don't want to move to the left side here because your team is gonna take this fight centralized here. They're gonna walk in and then they're gonna shoot you here. And if you need to cross back this way, you have an open gap. So you wanna stay on this rock and just stay scoped in for a bit. He's dead. Okay, now scope in. Scope in. No, no, these are too many unscoped shots. Too many unscoped shots. Do you see how inaccurate they are? Oh. Scope! You can scope. You're safe. You're safe. So there's a lot of wasted time and downtime in this moment as Ana. You're just looking. And then that nade hit the payload. You gotta scope in. At that point, you are not in danger. There's a wall there. Alright. I think I got an idea of how you're playing. Let's just skip to the final team fight. This VOD review is getting a little long here. Alright. Final team fight. Let's see how you play it. Okay, so they're coming in, you're backing up, learning opportunity. Where I can think of like 3 spots to play on as Ana in this situation where you know they're gonna push the payloads over time, you're waiting for your team to spawn. I'm gonna ask you guys, chat. Okay, let me point the 3 spots out. I'll throw in a couple curveballs, and if I see any of you guys pick it. Spot 1, pay attention. 1, this piece of cover. 2, this side. 3, 4, 5. Got it? Okay, where do you think we should go right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answer is 3, 4, 5. They're all okay. 5 is the safest. 4 is a bit riskier. Depends if they have like Widow or like a random rail shot. 3 is like you could be there for a moment. You're supposed to go 3, 4, 5. 1 is way too close. You have to look at the, you know your 2 teammates are dead. Your tank's not here. What are you gonna accomplish here is Ana, and you're gonna be in hook range. Yeah, 2 is like, you can be here for a little bit. If your tank actually comes back in time and he's here, it can work. However, I only ever play here if one of my other DPS is controlling this space. If you're blind in this section, you can't. So that's something that I guess like people don't really teach you. It's just something you pick up as a support, is like your position also depends on where your other teammates are holding space, or you know they have that angle. If any of you guys play like Valorant or CS, you would know like if someone's designated to hold an angle and they're not there, it opens up the opportunity for them to sneak in there somehow. So like whenever I play with like Wanted and he's on Cassidy and he always plays up here, and he always just makes sure like nobody on the enemy team jumps up and sneaks up this way. So if he's always there, I sometimes play up here really close, and then my tank can push up and I have a pretty close angle. Blind spots are very scary. So the answer earlier was like either 3, you can start 3, rotate 4, you can play up here, and then use this box, duck into cover, take some shots, depends on their comp. 5 is the safe spot. This can also do the same thing. This blocks that whole right side, but it does open up this side. So like if Wanted or like if one of your teammates was controlling this and you really wanted a really safe position, this is pretty key because this part's safe. Usually your teammates are here, they control that right side. Anyways, let's see where you end up choosing. Okay, so you chose 2. Okay, your guy decided to blade really early in a 2v5. You probably thought you were gonna nano. I don't blame you for not nanoing him, because you probably didn't calm. This is a little confusing. But you know what? I guess people don't know how to deal with nano blade here, so it worked. Okay. That is not how I expected the silver game to end. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like most nano blades and I guess GM in a 2v5 where all 5 of them just look at you, you're probably still gonna die as a Genji in most cases. That little pop quiz is nice because I think it's really good to not only, I think VOD reviews or some coaches, when you guys get your gameplay reviewed, they just focus on what you're doing wrong rather than like looking at other options you could be doing right. Not just like you shouldn't have stood here, but like what were the other 5 options you could have chosen except that, you know? You gotta think about that. Good review, Mike. Sorry if I was a little hard on you. This is the educational with the roast at the end. You just gotta take away points, find more opportunities to scope in, less just standing around, less random chucking the nades, and be more decisive with those nano boosts. You just hold on to the nano and watch your teammates die, and you just don't even use it. Yeah, the trick question was 2v5 nano blade. Can't fool me. Anyway, subscribe to the KarQ archives. Thank you for watching.